Hi, I'm Steve Schneeberger, the lead director of student ministry at Resurrection. Thanks again for being a mentor for students. Mentor. There's a reason why we use this word to describe your role in the lives of students in our ministry. You aren't a teacher, although you will be facilitating discussion and drawing on your own knowledge and experiences when listening to students. You aren't a leader, although you will be in charge of your group. Your job will be mainly to empower students to become leaders and to journey with students as they discover faith. If you live well into your role, you will be doing more listening than talking, and the talking you will be doing will be mostly in the form of questions, not statements. Are you following me so far? When I was 22 and beginning my first job as a youth minister, I had no idea what I was doing. Well, I had some ideas, but they were all wrong. I thought I was supposed to be their friend. No. I thought I was supposed to be their Yoda, giving them wise advice. No. And by the way, it isn't my job or your job to make students become Christian. So what do? We value students. Here's how. Be present. When you are with students, be sure they feel you have your undivided attention. When you talk with them, know their name and use it often. This will help you remember their name, and they will feel as if you are really listening. If you forget their name, ask again. You will be communicating that their name is important to you. Make a point to remember one fact about each student you meet. The more unusual, the easier it is to remember. Use these facts that you learn to follow up in conversations. They will be impressed you remember. More importantly, you will be communicating your value of them. If possible, as you get to know students, find out their activities and show up to their sporting events, concerts, and plays. Valuing who students are and what they do is central to being an effective mentor. Here's the deal. We're going to put you in situations with students where you will have many opportunities to value them. So engage fully in these opportunities. Don't skip over them or think they are unimportant. You will most often be in a youth group, small group, or discipleship group with students. You will have a curriculum with a theme, scripture, activities, and discussion questions. All of this is meant for you to engage them in a deeper conversation about who they are and who they are becoming. Latch on to these opportunities to fully understand them. Remember, they are the subject matter of the curriculum. Your questions and curiosity will facilitate their growth into a deeply committed follower of Jesus. Likewise, you will more than likely have an opportunity to go on retreats or trips with students. Use these life-changing experiences to ask important questions about faith and how faith might be more fully experienced by the student you are with. As you get to know students, you will naturally care for them, wherever they are in their development. An outgrowth of that care will hopefully be your relentless advocacy for them. Students need champions. As a mentor, you have an opportunity in every conversation you have with other adults to advocate for students in positive ways. Be sure that you know the people your students are becoming. I'm sure there were adults who did that for you. And look what happened. You turned out pretty well. Your example, the words you use, the things you do, the opinions you hold will impact students. Your willingness to follow Jesus when it is most difficult can potentially become a focal point for a student who is watching you. I'm not trying to put pressure on you. Simply live as you believe. I want to take a few minutes to return to where I started. At 22, I had some wrong ideas about my role with students. Luckily, I course-corrected quickly and had a great pastor who mentored me. In modern times, we actually have policies and procedures that help us understand the boundaries of our behavior. You may hear that it is important to develop a relationship with students. This isn't completely wrong. The key is understanding the kind of relationship that will be most helpful to them. It is not friendship, although we can be friendly. It is not a parent, even though we have to act instead of their parents in certain situations. The mentor role means that we never find ourselves in a compromising situation where our intentions can be misinterpreted. The two adult rule is our gold standard. That means that we should always have another adult present when we are with students. This allows the student to feel safe, and it also protects you from any allegations of wrongdoing. If you are ever uncertain about a particular situation or find yourself as the only adult, please reach out to me or your location director. We continue to develop strategies that will keep students and you safe in all circumstances. Electronic communication is also a challenge. We have set up chats through GroupMe, which we encourage you to use with your students. At least one other adult, preferably a staff person, must be on these chats. But there is a chance a student will contact you directly through any number of social platforms, email, or text. We encourage you to respond appropriately, but know that it's safest to include another adult in your response. Of course, you can contact students when you want to remind them about your group meeting or respond to a prayer request. Be sure to limit your response in these situations. In all circumstances, we want you to connect well so that you can establish mentor relationships with students that will allow them to become their best selves, the people God created them to be.